To the channel. So today we've had an article from Miguel Delaney who says that Doucoure at Crystal Palace is the next one on Liverpool's DM hit list, shall we say. Now, this journalist is not one that I normally touch on. However, I am pretty sure he was one of the first ones to be on the Lavia to Chelsea and the Caicedo to Chelsea deals last week. He's the chief football writer for The Independent, so I'm guessing that he is probably down south somewhere and he might be in with the London club. So that would kind of make sense if this is coming from like Crystal Palace. Do you know what I mean? So let's just go over the article before we go any further with this. So it says here that Liverpool are stepping up their efforts to sign Crystal Palace midfielder Doucoure. Klopp has insisted on a number 6 to bolster his squad after missing out on Caicedo and Lavia to Chelsea. The Anfield club have had to search for alternative options, with Doucoure likely to be cheaper than both previous targets. Doucoure's final price could come in at under £50 million, although Palace are wary of losing too many players this summer. Now, if I remember rightly, a few weeks, maybe a month ago, when it first came out that Doucoure could be sold this window, they were asking for about 80 to 90 million for him. However, a French journalist who may be close to the agency has said that there is a release clause in his contract that runs out soon. It's only just started coming in. It's like maybe this period of time or something like that where it's become active, and apparently it's around 45 to 50 million pound is this release clause. I don't know, it's just one person saying it, but I just thought I'd bring it to your attention because obviously this article states it could come in under 50, and then we've heard the rumour that apparently he has a release clause. The Malian midfielder is understood to be keen on a move to Anfield, and personal terms would not be an issue. Where did we hear that before with Lavia? Where did we hear that before? Let's hope Chelsea don't come in for him, eh? And that's pretty much all I can see on this article now for that. Now, one thing I want to point out about Doucoure is AFCON, January. We're already losing Mo Salah for that. This guy obviously is from Mali, so you would think that he'd also be at the AFCON as well. So if we were to sign him, I would say that we need another as well to come in, unless we're just going to go through January with Bajcetic and Thiago as the 2 6s for that period of time, which, you know, it could be done. He also mentions as well that Thuram is on the list of potential players Liverpool could go for, which is something we've already known. And also, yesterday, I think it was, Fabrizio Romano put a tweet out saying that Manu Kone is now back in full training. I saw a photo that Kone put on his Instagram today of him back in full training and running. Now, we know that he was a player that Liverpool had met his representatives in a city over here, which wasn't Liverpool. But anyway, so he is a player that Liverpool have looked at, right, and probably would go for again. And maybe the reason why we didn't go for him, obviously, this window is because of the injury sustained at the Euros with the under-21s French team. Now he seems to be back on the mend. Is it an option that we go for him again? I would be happy if we signed Doucoure and Kone at the same time, or Thuram and Kone. I really do think that they are some players that we should get in. Other players that have been linked with us today was Gravenberch at German champions Bayern. He was spoken about by a German journalist today saying that Liverpool like him. Liverpool want to get him for around 20 million, and that's not a big outlet for Liverpool if he wasn't to be like a good signing for us, and it turns out to be a bit rubbish. It's only £20 million. However, the one thing we've also got to bear in mind, guys, is any club now that has a player that Liverpool want to buy who does not have a release clause, they know that Liverpool have got £111 million just burning a hole in their pocket, yeah? Could be more as well. Just because we spent £111 million on... Well, we're going to spend £111 million on Caicedo. Who says we couldn't spend 120, 130, 140... Do you know what I mean? So, Liverpool might value Ryan Gravenberch at 20 million, but Bayern have just gone and spent 100 million on Harry Kane, so they'll want to get some money back in, so... That 20 million could now be 30 million. Could be double it, 40 million for him. Kone, for instance, I think his price was rumoured to be about 35, 40 million. Could be 50 now. Thuram, same. I think his was 60 at one point. I'm sure it was. So we're going to have our pants pulled down no matter who we sign, unless they've got a release clause, which is why I saw was linked with Ibrahima Sangare the other day. He's got a £32 million release clause. People have linked us with is it Florento Luis from Benfica? Again, he's rumoured to have a release clause of £103 million, and people are saying we could get him for like 70, 80. However, the two last big players that Benfica sold, they got the release clause for him, and that was Darwin Núñez and Enzo Fernandez. So why would they not try and sell him for the release clause? Why would they do us a favour and lower the asking price? They've got no need to, especially when the DM market at the moment is around the £100 million mark. You had Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Declan Rice, all at 100 million. So why would they lower it now for us? Even though we have got like kind of a good working relationship with them. So it's one of them guys, like I don't really know where Liverpool turn now. If I was being perfectly honest with you, with the negative PR we got with Caicedo and Lavia, I did fully expect that by now we would have seen something that Liverpool had put a bid in again for somebody. Maybe they already have. Maybe they've learnt their lessons for being public with them two players. But what I will say is, this is not gospel, like I don't know if this is the truth, but last week we had to register players by Thursday at 12 PM for them to be able to play at the weekend. So going off that, maybe that's what has to happen this week. Like we would have to register someone by Thursday at 12 PM to have them to be able to play this weekend. So anyway guys, that's my thoughts on what's come out today. There's nothing major else to touch on I would have thought of. But yeah, let me know down below guys your thoughts on this. Would you take Doucoure with the potential chance that we lose him in January for the AFCON? Is anybody else out there that anybody knows about, you know, that we think we could go for? Put the comments down below guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.